Begin afresh every morning with brushstrokes of God's love. Devotional thoughts for women.
A pleasant good morning, my friends. Our devotion for today, February 4th, is entitled God Does the Rest. Our scripture reading is from Psalms 130, verses 5 and 6. I wait for the Lord, my soul waits, and in His word I do hope. My soul waits for the Lord more than those who watch for the morning. I say, more than those who watch for the morning. When I read in Sarah's account how she tried to help God to fulfill the promise of the birth of the child she had longed for, I can only think of us women today. We live immersed in a life of speed and haste over everything. Sometimes we don't have time to reflect and pray. That's why we have become unable to wait for God's answers, and we try to interpret His will through our own. But the Lord does not work that way. We cannot hasten His decisions or rob His time with the demands of the frenetic pace we have acquired. Waiting on God does not mean having a passive attitude. On the contrary, it requires our cooperation with heaven, exercising faith and acting according with His divine precepts, which means putting into action the physical, spiritual, and emotional resources God gave us. Then, miracles and impossible things happen, and we are certain that God is in control of our lives. This is how this poem by Enrique Chaij puts it. You don't force a flower to open. The flower is opened by God. You plant it and water it. God does the rest. You don't force a friend to love you. Love comes from God. You serve Him. You try to be worthy of Him. God does the rest. You don't force success by your courage. Success is given to you by God. You fight, persevere, and walk the path. God does the rest. Are you waiting for an answer from God? Don't try to force His will. When patience becomes impatience, we fall into the same mistake Sarah fell into. Driven by our unfulfilled desires, we dare to make suggestions to God. Putting your plans in God's hands requires walking by faith, especially when you go through the tunnel of trial and divine light seems to be extinguished in the midst of pain, sadness, or discouragement. The Lord tells you today, look up, look at the stars. They shine brighter in the dark. In your dark moments, God's presence is with you, even if you can't see it. Do what you need to do. God will do the rest. I wait for the Lord. My soul waits, and in His words I do hope. My soul waits for the Lord more than those who watch for the morning. I say, more than those who watch for the morning. Psalm 130, verse 5 and 6.